good afternoon, and welcome to Primetime Sports with the Cleveland Lavaliers. I'm Eric Kirk, along with my co-host, Soraya Honey, and let's get right into the highlights from last night.
Okay, let's start off with a battle of division leaders in the NHL. The St. Louis Blues are in Anaheim taking on the Ducks. Just 7 minutes into the first period, Getzlaf picks up a rebound from the save by Martin Brodeur and puts it in, picking up his 13th goal of the season. Ducks would have a 2-1 lead heading into the second period. That wouldn't last long though. Paul Stastny passes to Shattenkirk right in front of the net. He scores it up, tying the game at 2. Now under 10 left in the third period, game tied at 3. Blues turn it over. Sami Vatanen picks up the puck, snaps it ahead to Matt Beleskey, all alone, and he scores. That would be the game winner. The Blues lose their 9th straight at the Honda Center. Ducks take it. Final score, 4-3. Matt Beleskey and Ryan Kessler combined for 2 goals and 2 assists, while Frederick Anderson stops 39 of 42 shots, helping the Ducks to improve their record.
Now let's send it out to our very own Jared Armstrong, who's in the Mattamy Athletic Center, and he's got a big story of one of our very own Rams.
Thanks, guys. It might not look like it now, but right behind me is the place where the 2015 CIS Men's Final 8 Basketball Championship was held earlier this March. One of our very own Rams had a wild journey in finally joining the Ryerson men's basketball team. Here is his story.
I spent all of my life in the West End of Toronto. I grew up in the Jane Finch area. I would say that it matured me a lot quicker than maybe other younger people. After coming off my senior year at Emory, applied to a few schools. Brock was the school that I elected to go to. Ended up falling through. Immediately I was thinking, okay, I've got to play somewhere. I've got to make something happen, and it's got to happen now. And I was fortunate enough to be able to transfer over to Humber almost immediately. I played the year at Humber. I learned there would be a coaching change at the end of the season. I didn't transfer right away. I stayed another year at Humber where I didn't have basketball as a source of motivation. It was just school, and I wasn't committed to that. I didn't have anything to tie what I was doing to any meaning. And it was difficult to pursue my education without a source of motivation that I had relied upon for my entire life. It came to a point where I needed to reevaluate. So at the end of that year, I was at a point where I wasn't playing basketball and I wasn't in school for anything I really wanted to go to school for. I didn't care about getting a degree at Humber College. I got in touch with a friend of mine who runs the bridging program here, the Spanning the Gaps program at Ryerson. Through a few conversations with him, we were able to establish that I was a good candidate for his program. I'm university capable, and that's how I got my foot in the door at Ryerson. The first 2 years of my degree, I had to prove to myself again that I could get good grades and I could be a university student. Spending 2 years at Ryerson in an undergrad program, not playing basketball, but knowing that I wanted to be a part of that, I made a choice at the end of that second year that I needed to. The time was now. The time was now to act on, on satisfying that desire to play, which still burned bright, So after several conversations with Coach Rana throughout the academic year prior to this year, I knew what I had to do to really surrender to that commitment to playing.
For him, it was important. He wanted to get this experience at this level, and he was willing to do whatever it took to get it. And I think that's paid off for him, and it's brought dividends to us as well.
Rob's one of our older guys on the team, so he looks at life differently, looks at basketball differently, more open-minded, more engaging in conversations. Just knows a lot more than a couple of the younger guys.
For me, basketball is an opportunity to grow personally, and spending the last 2 years just working and go to school, I knew that I wasn't as disciplined as I wanted to be, and I wasn't as responsible as I needed to be to get where I was going and to achieve my professional goals, ultimately get into teachers college and teaching in the classroom. So I saw an opportunity here playing for Coach Rana and being a part of this team where I could further develop my discipline and my commitment, and my success in my life is going to be my contribution to the lives around me and my impact on the world. And hopefully that's leaving this world a better place than what I entered it. That's going to be a success for me.
What a great story about Robert Clark, and maybe one day we'll see him in the league that we are just about to talk about. We're heading over to the NBA. The New Orleans Pelicans and Anthony Davis are fighting for their first playoff berth since the 2010-2011 NBA season. They currently reside 9th in the Western Conference, trying to catch the Thunder. They were in Indianapolis tonight, taking on the Pacers.
As you can see here, Anthony Davis getting ready before, hoping for another Pelicans win. Let's start off early in the first quarter, where Davis tries to grab the offensive rebound but collides with teammate Austin Rivers. They would both be shaken up and take their time to get up. However, they would both remain in the game. Now to the second half. Drew Holiday drives to the rim and kicks it to Davis, who throws down the monster slam plus the foul. He would convert the free throw to cut the Pacers' lead to 7. Late in the fourth quarter, Pelicans down by 7. Roy Hibbert in the paint with the hook shot over Amir Ashik, which ultimately seals the deal. The Pacers would go on to win. The final score, Pacers 96, Pels 84. Anthony Davis finished with a game-high 21 points and just short of a double-double with 9 rebounds. Great game from Davis. As you can see, Jefferson here with the game-high 22 points, 7 rebounds, and Robinson, great coming off the bench with 6 points and 2 assists for the Nuggets.
All right, sticking with the NBA, the Denver Nuggets were in Charlotte to take on the Hornets. Late in the first quarter, Timothy Mozgov gets stripped underneath the rim, but in the process gets hit in the face by Gerald Henderson. Mozgov looks like he just walked off the set of The Walking Dead. He would leave to the locker room to get stitched up, but would return to the action. Now early third quarter, Charlotte up big. Cody Zeller drives to the rim and posterizes Kenneth Faried with an emphatic slam. This has to be a Dunk of the Year nominee. The Hornets would take control of the game and not look back. This one wasn't even close. Charlotte 110, Denver 82. As you can see, Kemba Walker and Al Jefferson sharing a laugh on the bench as they combine for 40 points.
Some great games tonight, but that's all we have for today's show. For Primetime Sports with the Cleveland Lavaliers, I'm Eric Kirk.
And I'm Soraya Hooney. Have a great day.